Hello, everyone. This is Robin Armbrecht with Really Robin Stamps. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to make some tote bags on this March 19th, 2021 day, and they are going to be totally adorable. Are you ready to play? Let's get started. I'm going to flip the camera around. How's everyone doing today? All right, as I said, we are going to make some paper tote bags. So let me find you so I can see your comments. Awesome. Hey, Cheryl, you're ready. That's awesome. Wonderful. Okay. This is gonna make you pretty happy today, I think. It's gonna get your juices flowing and get you very crafty. Let me move that up. I need my space today. All right, so hi, Lynn. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Cindy. It is better, Cindy, when the sun is out. Boy, this week was rough with all of the nights that had wind and rain and more wind and then the rainy days. It's so nice to have the sunny day at the end of the week. All right, so we are going to do some 3D projects today that are going to make cute tote bags, and I'm just not even going to show you where we're going because they're so cute. I want it to be a surprise. So this project uses one full sheet of 12 by 12 double-sided patterned paper. And the only tip that I have for you when choosing your piece of paper is that you have to have a pattern that isn't directional. So if it was stripes, that would be okay. But if it was flowers or something that was only going in one direction, it would make part of your little tote bag upside down. And you'll see in a minute. So you need one sheet of designer series paper. And then you need 2 strips of a coordinating cardstock color that are a 1/2 inch by 11 inches. You need 2 of those. And then you'll see when we decorate it, you need a few other pieces to decorate, but this is it. That's all you need. A bone folder is recommended. And then if you have tear tape, I would use tear tape or the new Seal Plus, which is going to give you a really strong adhesive to use on the bags. So that's it. All right, let me show you how this goes together. It's so exciting. Hi, Pat. Good afternoon. All right, so the first thing you're going to do on your 12 by 12 piece of designer series paper is you're going to cut off 2 strips that are each 1 inch. Okay, so there's one, and then here is the other one. These are going to be the handles for your tote bag. All right, so these are 1 inch strips. You cut those off first. So what you're left with is 10 by 12. All right, so you're going to turn it so that you're working along the 12-inch side, and you're going to score. Let me get my cutting blade out of the way so I don't accidentally, make a cut where I want to make a score. You're going to score at 5 inches. And then you're really going to score at 7 inches. But if you're like me, I hate to take the second to pull out my arm unless it's absolutely necessary. So I'm just going to flip this around and score it again at 5 inches. So whatever's easiest for you. Maybe you can see it on this side here a little bit better. Let me just show you. So you're going to score at 5 inches and 7 inches, or you can just look at it as I'm going to score 5 inches in from each side. Either way gets you to the right spot. All right. So here you can see the score line. So I'm just going to leave it like this for a second. That's all you do. Put that paper cutter away. Now with your scissors, on these edges where the score lines are, you're going to just cut about 2 inches. All right, so you can take a You can take a ruler and cut it, but I've really found I've made a bunch of these bags, and it really doesn't matter how accurate you are. Just kind of make your cuts the same. So just take your scissors and cut about 2 inches. If you get a little more than that, it's no big deal. All right, so now we've got these little flaps right here. So this inside piece is going to be the bottom of the the bottom of the bag, and then these are going to be our sides, like this, okay? But it's gonna come together so cute. So this is why you need paper that it doesn't have a pattern that only goes in one way, because when you fold these up, one side would be upside down. All right, let me show you where to put the adhesive, and I'm going to use tear tape today just so you can really see where I'm putting this. So choose which side you want to be the outside of your bag, and I'm going to choose this pretty floral because I'm going to pretend it's like a pretty Vera Bradley bag. And on these 2 little inside flaps that are the bottom of the bag, you're going to put tear tape on the edge of those, all right, on the outside of the bag. Like that. All right, then what you're going to do is flip it over to the inside of the bag, and then just pick one of these sides, and you're going to put tear tape along the edges on one side. Like that. All right, super, super easy. That's it. So on the outside of the bag where the bottom flaps are, you put tear tape or adhesive, strong adhesive there, and then on the inside of the bag, you put there. All right, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna show you before I take the adhesive off. These 2 sides are going to just overlap like this. And then that inside flap, we're gonna press down. We don't want to score this here. We don't wanna like fold that and make it flat, because the bottom of the box is going to be a little bit round, or I keep calling it a box. It's a bag where it's going to be kind of rounded. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take the tear tape off and show you how this goes together. It's so easy. Now I'm going to live dangerously. I'm taking it all off. When you make your first one, you might want to do one at a time. I like to take it off of the flaps on the bottom just because it is kind of hard to dig your hands in there. All right, so here's how this works. So these are just going to kind of sit up here, and they really don't get in the way. You're going to take the side of your bag. This side has my adhesive. And on this bag, you're going to overlap about 1 inch. If you can see that. So you're just going to overlap those sides about 1 inch. I'm going to make it even on the top. All right, and then I'm going to look at the bottom, and I'm just going to fold that together so that the bottom is even to it. It's at a slight angle. All right, here's what the bottom looks like. So there's our flap. And now what we can do on the inside is just press this down. And then since I already took the paper backing off that adhesive, we can just put that right up against the side. So it kind of makes that nice rounded inside of a tote bag. All right, so let's do the next side. So here's my adhesive. I'm just going to lay these overlapping about 1 inch, 1.25 inches. It really doesn't matter. Just kind of get it even. Like that. And then I'm just going to make sure the bottom's lined up and seal that. Press that with my fingers. And then we've got this last flap inside, and we're just going to press that into the side. All right, so the bottom is going to look like this. So you're going to have, and it really is a very sturdy standing tote bag. All right, so here we've got our little tote bag. All right, so let's put the handles on. Now, with the handles, you want to give them a little bend before you put them on. It'll just help them turn into handles. So kind of like your curling ribbon, but not just gentle. You don't want to make it really tight and curly. You just want to just bend those fibers a little bit, and you want to have the side of the paper facing up or on top that is going to be on the outside. All right, so that it's bending the way you want it to be as a handle. So real gently. All right, so now we're going to put adhesive on these ends, and I'm just going to use the Seal Plus on this part, and I'm just going to put it on all the ends, and I'm putting it on the side of the paper that is the right side of the paper, or the the outside. All right, so then what you do is you just let this bend. So you're going to make it like a like an arch, and like this, and then you're just going to turn those flaps to the inside so they're flat, and then just attach them to the side of your bag. And I just kind of try to hit it about an inch or so from the side. You can really eyeball this so easily, and it turns out just fine. It doesn't have to be exact. You can measure, but you don't have to. So again, here's the handle. It's going to be an arch, and then you turn those sides facing you, and then you just press those onto the inside of the bag. So your inside handles, match the inside of the bag, so it really blends in really nicely and looks really, really cute. I think it looks really cute anyway. What do you guys think? All right, so that is basically your adorable little tote bag pattern out of one piece of 12 by 12. Now we're going to decorate it. And so I picked out the Pretty Peacock cardstock to go with this fine art floral paper. So for the trim, this is going to go around the top of the bag like this. We're going to also just bend those fibers a little bit to help it go along the side of the bag. You don't quite need all of the second strip. You really need only about 7 more inches, but I just made 2 half-inch strips there. I'm going to, again, use the Seal Plus because it's easier, but you could put a piece of tear tape on here as well. And I'm just going to apply the adhesive to all of that, one piece. Now there is kind of a front and a back of this bag because the sides both overlap the same way. So I don't know if you can kind of see, you can just barely see this little white edge here. So I kind of consider the side of the bag where I can see where my sides overlap, I consider that the back. So this would be the front where it's just more smooth around the edges. So I'm going to start on the side of the front so that this whole piece goes around and there's no seam on the front of the bag where I'm going to put a pocket and decorate it. So then you just lay this down, make it even with the edge of the bag. Like that. All right, so it goes about a little bit more than halfway around, and then we're going to take our other strip and finish that off. So I won't fill this whole thing with adhesive. I'll do about 7 or 8 inches. The Seal Plus comes off in little tiny perforated pieces. I don't know if you can see that very well. So it breaks really easily when you're putting it onto the paper. But anyway, if it rolls over the side, if you don't quite get it straight like I didn't, you can just fold it over really easily. It's very easy to work with. All right, so I'm going to match this up with where my other piece of trim ended and just continue around until I get to this part. And then I'm just going to fold it back and trim it off with my scissors. Like that. And then I'll just press that seam together. All right, there is our trimmed bag. Doesn't that just make it look so cute? All right, so let's give it a little decoration. One thing that I found that works really well to make a great pocket are these stitched, nested label dies. Let me just show you what those are in the catalog. Here they are right here. You get 8 of the labels, and then you get this little row of stitch. So this largest one is the one that I'm using for the pockets. So let me show you how that works. We're going to bring in little mini cut boss. All right, so I'm going to use the largest of those label dies. And I'm going to use some pretty peacock. I don't know why I always want to put the big shot or the little guy like with the handle going the other direction. That doesn't work for me because I'm right-handed. So hold on, let me just put this. You have to stagger the plates a little bit, and I'm still learning. Okay, that's better. All right, so this is actually going to be enough to cut 2 pockets. You only need half of this label, but it makes a really great stitched effect, and it looks exactly like a pocket. All right, so here's our piece, and I'll just bring back the paper cutter. We're going to cut half of it to make a pocket. Oops. Okay, so that pocket's going to go on the front. Now this pocket's actually big enough that you could actually like put a little note in there if you wanted to. So I'm just going to center that on the front, kind of, a little off-centered. And now we're going to decorate it, and I thought this would be a great time to use my stitched pierced blooms, stitched all those beautiful stitched flowers. I went ahead and cut them all out, and I just chose these dies from this set to work with. So I'm going to do a large flower, and then a small flower, and then a leaf, and then I've got the centers for those flowers. I already cut them all out. So these are the ones I chose. This little label comes in here too, and it's so cute. This is going to be our little label for the bag. All right, so I picked colors that were already in the bag, so we could just put this together very easily. I'm going to pull in the glue dots, and I'll put the big flower on first. So this is terracotta tile, which matches. I'm going to stick that right there. And then we've got a white flower. Like that. So let's pop them up. Okay, so that's going to go there, and we'll stick the little white one up there, and we'll put our leaves. Here's our pool party. Stick that on the bag. Who wouldn't want this bag? Oh my goodness, so cute. So this is going to be the tag. It's meant for, you know, whatever. It's a little label, so you can make it, if you're making cards, you can make it for or use it for greetings. We're gonna just kind of hang it off like a little bag tag here. And I'm going to get out this coordinating stamp set called In Bloom, and I'm going to use the You Are Amazing. Stamp that. All right, and then I just punched a bunch of these little guys because I thought we would just put a couple on this tag here because we can, right? So I picked the coordinating colors. So let's do a pool party one. And yellow. And then this is terracotta tile. Like that. So cute. All right, so we'll just get some ribbon or twine. I'm going to use twine to attach it to the handle. All right, so I just attached it where the loop was, and then we'll tie it around the handle. All right, are you guys thinking about what we're gonna put in our cute little tote bag? Really doesn't matter though. If somebody just gave me this empty, I'd be so excited. All right, so there we go. There is our cute little bag. Who wouldn't want this for their birthday or just because? Just because. Okay, let me clear my space here because I made some other, oh my gosh, so sorry. I made some other samples to show you. All right, so here is a tote made with the True Love Designer Series paper. And on this one you can see I just kept the stitched nested label whole. But I just kind of trimmed off a little of one edge to make it slightly shorter, but this is an actual pocket. You could put something in there, like a gift card or something. You've got your tag, cute inside and outside. Cheryl, yes, she said flowers, a Mayday basket. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was kind of inspired thinking, okay, spring's coming. This weekend, I think, doesn't it turn over to spring officially? We've got May Day coming up. We've got Easter coming up. We've got Mother's Day coming up. And it's time to make some little baskets is what I was thinking. All right, so here is another one. I took the this is where I didn't write everything. Well Suited, yes, the Well Suited Designer Series paper. And I made one out of the tweed color. And look at the fun plaid that's on the inside. Oh my gosh, I love that. I used that little tag again in the pierced blooms. And then I used my One Sheet Wonder from one of the January's crafting playdates, and I just made a set of cards to go into the little tote bag to give to somebody. How fun is that? So it very easily fits 8 cards. It actually can fit more than 8 cards. I'll show you the inside here. So that's 8 cards in envelopes, but you can see there's still room. You could actually, you know, cram probably 12 cards in there very, very easily, and it wouldn't be too heavy or anything like that. Isn't that adorable? I'm so excited about this project. I hope you guys are too. All right, so you can put cards in there. All right, what about if you think about a little get well tote for somebody who is not feeling good? So I used the this paper, which I can't think of the name of, but it matches the ornate layers. I think it's Ornate Garden, maybe something like that. Put the little healing hugs on there. Little daisy. And I just wanted to show you, you can actually put tissue paper in here as well if you want to make it look more like a gift bag. You can put some coordinating tissue paper in there. And let's say this was a little get well basket. You could put some hand sanitizer and a little pack of tissues and maybe some, like, I didn't have any, but like instant soup, those little cute little instant soup jars, and some cough drops and some tea, and you've got just a cute little thing you can bring somebody who isn't feeling well, right? And that would be so cool. All right, I've got one more here to show you, made with the Well-Suited Designer Series paper. This is one that actually has a little bit of a floral background to it. So cute. I have a question for you. What could be cuter than this bag? What do you think? What could be cuter than this bag? It's a trick question, because I think what could be cuter than this bag is the mini version of this bag. Look at this little guy. Would you like to learn how to make this one? All right, you sit over here, cutie. All right. So I'm going to bring back out my paper cutter and show you how to make this mini tote bag. So this one uses a piece of 6x6. It's brilliant, right? This one you make with 12x12. This one you make with 6x6. So I used the black and white True Love. All right, so here's what you're going to do. You kind of really just everything is half. So you've got your 6x6 piece of paper, and you're going to cut off, instead of an inch, you're going to cut off a 1/2 inch 2 times. Those are going to be the handles. All right. Then you're going to turn this. This is now 5x6, and you're going to score it at 2.5. And again, you can move this and go 3.5, or you can just stick it back in the other side and do 2.5 twice. Okay, same thing, 2.5. All right. This procedure is exactly the same. It's just mini. So we're gonna make the flowers the outside of this one. Instead of cutting about 2 inches here, we're gonna cut about 1 inch, maybe 1 inch and a quarter on those score lines, like that. What I forgot to show you when I made the big bag is that before I put my tape on and fold it together, I like to take my bone folder and just kind of also fold on all these little flaps. Not really fold, that's the wrong word. I just really want to bend them so that they're already going in the direction that I want to adhere them to make that bag nice and rounded. So you can do this on the larger bag too, but I forgot to do it. I was so excited when I started. So you can see how it just kind of gives it a nice little bend. That'll just help when you're putting it together. All right, so now what we're going to do is apply the adhesive. Remember, whatever the outside is, and I'm going to use this to make it quicker. The stamp, the Seal Plus. You're going to put on these little flaps that are going to be the bottom of the bag. That's, you just put adhesive on those edges, then you flip it over to the inside of the bag. You choose one side and you put adhesive on that side. Oh, Elaine has a great idea. Elaine said these could be goodie bags for a church meeting. Oh my goodness, yes. All right, so this time, instead of overlapping like a whole inch, you're really gonna just overlap about 3/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch. So you just line up that on the top edge and then follow that to the bottom. And then again on the inside, you just push that flap up into the side of the box. It's just going to make it nice and rounded on the bottom. Let's do this side here. Overlapping about 3/4 of an inch. And then, whoop! And then you're going to close the inside of the box like that. So easy. Again, the parts where you can kind of see the seams on the side, that to me is the back of the box. I keep calling it a box. I'm so sorry. It's a bag. And then this is the front. So we'll put our handles on the same way. Put your adhesive on the part that's going to be the right side of the handle. I forgot to, I'm so excited to show you this project. Okay, there we go. You want to just give those a little bend with your bone folder. All right, then you make the arch, fold that in so the spacing you, and then press that inside the bag. Turn to the other side and do the same thing. Again, I'm just eyeballing this. You can totally measure and get it exact, but I don't think that it ultimately matters how they go. Now, I kind of like it wider. I like how the handles look wider, but you can put them closer together and it makes a taller handle. So it just kind of depends on how you want the bag to look. Now, for this one, your coordinating piece of cardstock for the trim is 1/4 inch by 11, and you just need 1. Hey, look, you can play games with this too. You got a little spinner. All right, so I'm going to bend this with my bone folder, and then the 1/4 inch is too narrow really to get the tear tape on. It's too wide, and really even for this. So because this is just a smaller little footprint here, I actually like to use my liquid adhesive along the edge here, and I just do a really thin layer and just do half at a time. So I'm going to get that started over here and just lay that down, press it as I go, and then do the other side. You could use glue dots too to put that on. That would work really well. And where they overlap, then I'm going to grab the scissors, just bend that back, and then give it a little trim. All right, so there's that one. Now you're asking me, how do we make the pocket on this guy? It's so easy. You use one of the nested, stitched nested labels. This is actually size number 6. So I used the largest one, and if you count down, there's 8. If you get to the 6th one, this is the one that works perfectly for this pocket. So I already cut him out and then cut that in half to make this tiny little pocket. I'm going to use my liquid adhesive to make that pocket. And then we'll put a little tag on here. I just used one of my 1/2 inch strips and used one of the label punches to get that little end. Okay, fingers aren't tying. There we go. We've got our little tag there, and we're going to just use this little flower punch to make a quick little flower, to just make a pop of white on the front. This flower is just so perfect. I use this one all the time, and I just kind of always just kind of bend the leaves up. And stick that over there. So cute. Let's use some of these matte black dots. Put a little dot in there. Okay, are you thinking about what else you could put in these awesome little totes? I'll stamp a little greeting on there later, but all right, if you're thinking for like a birthday, you could put, I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, this would be a cute little Easter basket for kids, you know, just put your little candy in there, but then also if you had a little girl's birthday, you could put, you know, anything in there, a gift card. You could put a little lipstick or a chapstick or just a little makeup or something like that. Now, I'm going to come back to this one because I don't know if you saw there's this cute little thing in here. So here is a little mini wallet that you could make to coordinate with your little mini tote. Isn't that cute? I'm going to show you how to make this. All right, we'll make one to coordinate with this. So this piece, of course, all of these dimensions are going to be on a PDF and on my blog later this afternoon. So you'll have that for you. This piece is 3.5 by 5.5. And you score it at 1 inch. That's going to be the top flap, and then you score it at 3 1/4 inches. Like that. Now we want to make it look like a wallet, so we're going to round those ends. Okay, it's just going to fold in together like this. So let's bring in the corner rounder, and we'll round the flap on the top. That, and then I'm going to fold these two together. So my gift card is going to fit in here, or a little message or whatever. So I'm going to round these corners so I can actually keep that folded and put that in the corner rounder like that. So you've got a little rounded holder. So we're going to just decorate this little guy the same way with a little flower. And we'll pop that onto the flap for the little wallet. Like that. Now this adhesive, this is repositionable adhesive that also acts like the adhesive on a sticky note. So I'm not going to do it right now because I want to put it into here, but you would just you can just put a tiny little layer right along the flap, let it completely dry, like give it, you know, half a day just to completely dry, and then it's just going to be tacky. It'll stick down. So that's what I did on this one. I just put some drops on the back of this little flower. It probably needs a couple more now that I put the gift card in there, but it'll hold it flat, and then you can stick it inside the little tote bag. So let's put this one in here like that. So we've got a little wallet inside the little mini tote bag. How cute is that? Here's another one that I made with this Flowers for Every Season paper. Did it kind of the exact same way. Made this little wallet here. I'll show you the little flap with the adhesive. So I just put a little bit of adhesive all the way along there to keep that sealed to hold the gift card on there. And then of course I had to play with the butterflies. I didn't quite get this one done, but you can use ribbon if you don't want to use cardstock along for the trim. You can make it actually look a little bit more bag-like by using ribbon. What else fits in these? These are cute little 3-inch envelopes fit in here with the little 3x6 cards. I haven't decorated these yet, but it very easily fits 3 to 4 of these little mini note cards. So this would be a great little gift. You could put little gift tags in there. I love the idea of giving this to someone who is even, you know, who just isn't feeling well. I mean, you could just put a couple cough drops and a little bit of tissue in there or something. Chocolate for when they're feeling better, right? There's just so many things you could do with this cute little idea. Now this is retired paper, but I had to make one that was gingham. So I used the Rose Rococo. Love that So there is the cute little mini tote. And then we have our, bring that guy back in, we've got our regular tote bags. All right, I hope that you are inspired today to get out some patterned paper and make some pretty little tote bags. And I would love for you to share with me if you think of other things to put in them. I'll add that to my blog post in the PDF on that. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.